morning. It is, 29 minutes after 7. Wow, we're getting started late, Robin. Got a good show ahead. 71 degrees right now, 91 the expected high. Let's see if there's any mention of rain in here. No mention of rain today. Let's see about tomorrow. Tomorrow's First Friday Art Walk. Not really. 9% at 8 a.m. That's okay. We'll be out there at 6 p.m., right, tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we started late. I don't know how that happened. I guess we had one too many commercials in there. I'm not sure. All right, we'll take a break already. We'll be right back after the news. Deal? Deal.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. A U.S. Special Envoy to Ukraine who resigned last month, Kurt Volker, meets privately with House investigators today. The State Department's Inspector General gave material to congressional aides yesterday, which Maryland Democrat Jamie Raskin calls
a packet of propaganda and disinformation spreading conspiracy theories.
President Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, tells Fox,
"This is information that was given to me. I didn't go looking for Joe Biden."
House Democrats say the president abused his power, asking Ukraine's president to investigate Biden and his son Hunter. The brother of a man shot and killed by a former police officer in Dallas, Brent John, gives her a hug after she's sentenced to 10 years in prison.
"I don't even want you to go to jail. I want the best for you."
The judge hugged Amber Geiger, too, and gave her a Bible. Geiger shot both John in his apartment, believing he was a burglar in her apartment. America's listening to Fox News.
Filling an opening at your company means more than just finding an employee. You're looking for a fit, a match. Robert Half understands that. We know you need someone who can do the work, someone who complements your culture. And of course, you need that someone fast. When it all comes together, it makes for a perfect fit. Satisfaction guaranteed. Robert Half, the matching experts in accounting, finance, IT, legal, marketing, and administrative staffing. Visit roberthalf.com for more information.
Panera has new breakfast wraps. And yeah, they're an easy on-the-go start to your day. But these are no microwave and go wraps. These are slow-smoked Chipotle chicken, egg, and avocado go-getters. They're maple bacon, eggy smoked Gouda bundles of portable bliss. And they all pair perfectly with our new cold brews. All this can be yours in an instant with rapid pickup. For breakfast that's fast, not fast food. Panera, food as it should be.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. President Trump will be in the Villages today speaking on Medicare. Several areas in the Spanish Springs town square have been blocked off to drivers. The president is expected to give his speech around 1:30 at the Sharon L. Morse Performing Arts Center. Governor Ron DeSantis is also expected to be with the president. A man in a wheelchair was struck and killed while crossing East State Road 40 in Silver Springs last night. A former police officer at a St. Petersburg Veterans Hospital is being charged with using excessive force and lying to cover up the incident. 2 former city officials in Jacksonville have been convicted of fraud and money laundering. A woman was grabbed from behind and attacked while she was jogging in Lake Nona. The woman began screaming and was able to fight off the man who attacked her. And country music star Garth Brooks said he will be playing at the Barn in Sanford as one of his 7 stops on his dive bar tour on October 16th. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Plenty of sunshine on this Thursday with highs ranging from the mid-80s at the coast to 92 inland. It'll be mainly clear Thursday night, lows ranging from the mid-60s in the coolest inland spots to 74 along the coast. For Friday, sunshine and some clouds with a high of 87 at the coast to 92 inland. On Saturday, partly sunny with a chance of a shower or thunderstorm, high 86 at the coast near 90 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Luby Bat Conservancy welcomes you to their 15th annual Florida Bat Festival on Saturday, October 26th. This year, Luby is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Come celebrate with them as they continue to spread bat awareness from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. Your batty fun includes games, live music, food, and of course, the largest bats in the world right here in our backyard. The date, again, is October 26th and is great fun for the entire family. www.luby.org. All right, 26 minutes before 8 o'clock, and thank you for tuning in. Hope your radio's working nicely. It's a little bit dusty in the dashboard, sir. You better have to clean this car out here. you probably never even bring the vacuum cleaner down here under the speaker, right? Well, you better get in here because it's I see cockroach legs and everything. I don't know what's going on in here. All right, let me tell you, I didn't get a chance to tell you what we're doing today. Today there's a full hour on Veterans News at 9 o'clock. I believe the attorney, Rick... Is there something playing in the background? I believe the attorney, Rick Hurley, is coming in to answer questions about the legal rights of veterans, so he'll be on at 9 to 5 for the full hour. Norman Bacall, one of Canada's leading tax attorneys in the entertainment business, talking about a book he has written called Odell's Fall. Andrew Himmel is an attorney. Let's see, his book is called The Reluctant Healer. It's also a novel, and he wants to talk about universal energy healing. Andrew's wife, Michelle, is a universal energy healer. A universal energy healer, Robin.
Yeah, but I just put that on there because that's the topic that we're talking about. And that's what the attorney in the book is. All of a sudden, he can heal things. So it's
correct.
pretty cool.
Correct. Universal energy healer. Oh, you know what I was listening to yesterday? I was listening to a podcast from a doctor who's talking about a study of rabbits. The rabbits were given, what were they given? High levels of cholesterol or something like that. And one group had done way better than any of the other groups. And it turned out that the lady taking care of that one group just loved those rabbits. She'd talk to them, she'd pick them up, she'd hold them. So it started them thinking, maybe love actually helps people get better.
I would think so.
Oh, and it was an amazing interview. I was listening to a podcast from George Bodarky from whatever that station is in New York City. But anyway, it was so interesting. It went on to talk about a lady who had twins, gave birth to twins, and one of them was stillborn. And they were going to remove the baby from the room, and she said, "No, I want to hold my baby. He's my baby." And then the baby came alive. The stillborn baby, and because of her touch and her love, came. Oh my gosh!
Oh, that makes you cry.
Oh my gosh! It is such a great interview. I kind of wanted the. I don't think the lady wrote a book though. Oh yes, she did write a book. Come to think of it, yeah, maybe we can get her on. Usually with guests, for those who want to know how we do what we do, just a little bit of shop talk, I guess. We are a small station. There's no question. There's no secret about that. But Robin and I have a good reputation with the publicists, so therefore we get a lot of guests through publicists. But once in a while, we'll find an author or somebody in the news that's just, because we're small. Like if we were ABC TV or something, they would probably jump to be on the show.
Right.
But we're small time.
Exactly.
And so the one thing that we've noticed that helps us get them as guests is if they have a book. Because everybody who wrote a book wants to promote their book.
Yeah.
And if they know that we've read it or at least are familiar with the content of the book, then a lot of times Robin is able, because Robin does all this, is able to convince them that it would be a good idea to talk to us. No, it is.
We have heavy hitters on this show.
And I'll tell you, as listeners, I really hope that you sometimes can be patient with us, because sometimes we'll have a great publicist, and the publicist will give us some great guests, but once in a while they give us a doozy. And we say yes to the doozy. A doozy would be, somebody was talking about, what was it? We had one crazy lady. No, I better not name anybody.
No.
We've had our few. If you listen to us long enough, you know we've had a few. And we always try to be polite with everybody, but I always say after the interview, I hope we didn't chase anybody away.
Right.
But anyway, so that's why that happens that way. So we are an eclectic show.
Yeah.
We have different topics all the time. The word eclectic, by the way, is a word I learned from you, the listener. So one of you guys, somebody out there one time called me early on and told me I have a very eclectic show. And I was thinking, is that good or bad? I wasn't sure what that was, Robin.
Yeah. We're proud of our guests. They're really proud of them.
All right. Who else is coming on? Julie Brown Yao. The Body Awareness Workout for Trauma, a workbook for trauma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, got a good lineup.
Yeah, good lineup.
So let's talk about the news. I'm sorry. Let's talk about the news. The phone number is 622-9622 if you want to call in. And let's just jump into these stories. Do we have any time today for a special segment? No, we don't really.
No.
All right, so let me do this more real maybe I'll save this one for Galen.
Okay.
What it is October babies. You have an October baby. Your daughter.
Yes, I do.
Is born in October.
Yep. Big 4-0 this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The big 4. Oh, yeah, the big 4-0. I remember when I reached the big 4-0. I thought I was old. Mm-hmm. Holy mackerel. Now that doesn't seem old at all.
No. Shannon's a gem. I love her so much.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hey, Hugh. How you doing?
Say, pretty good, thank you. This is going to be a big day for Ocala Airport. The president's going to be coming in. I believe Linda looked it up at 12:20, and then he's going to be helicoptered down to the villages to speak, scheduled at 1 o'clock.
That's
I don't know how close they'll be on their timing, but anyways, it'll be something to do if you got nothing else to do to see that big 747 come in with the president. So I'm looking forward to it. And also we can check out the new terminal. See how that's going along.
There you go. Yeah, something to do. Absolutely. Yeah, it's an exciting day today because the president's coming into town at the airport and also down in the villages. If you're going down to the villages, I would say get there early because there's not many parking places. They've blocked off a lot of the Spanish Springs town square area around the Sharon L. Morse
Performing Arts Center.
So they say Ruby Tuesdays has parking. So go get a hot dog or whatever they sell at Ruby Tuesday. Oh, you know what they have? They have those pretzels at Ruby Tuesday.
Yeah, they do. Those are really good.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of neat to see a 747 because they don't come too often to Ocala, and it's a dying breed of aircraft. It's a very inefficient airplane, and I know that for the president there's going to be a new Air Force One, I think, next year, and I know it's not going to be a 747, but it's a dying breed. There ain't too many in service anymore, but it'll be fun to watch the plane come in and maybe get a shot at the oops, I shouldn't say that. Get a look at the president.
Yeah, don't do that. They're coming. Hit ya.
Bad choice of words there. Yeah. You're right. You're right. It's always exciting. Yeah.
And from what we understand, I don't think you really can go in the terminal today. If you want to see the plane land, you gotta stay across the street.
Oh, really?
Because we've been told that that area is very, very secure. So I don't think you can just waltz into the terminal today.
Robin, do you know if is the terminal finished?
I don't know. I have to say, I do not know.
Yeah. Well, I'll report it, and I'll call back tomorrow and give you an update on the Ocala airport situation. And hopefully the plane lands without any incident and takes off, and we can wave goodbye to the president and thank him for coming to Ocala.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, stay tuned. We might have some call-ins. Dan is over there, and I think Joe's heading over there, so one of them might call in and tell us if there's something to tell. So
yeah, say what's going on.
Okay, very good. Okay, thanks, guys. Take care.
Thank you. We'll have to bump Glenn back to do that, but that's okay.
That's all right.
That's okay.
That's fine.
Speaking of the events of today, yep, the president's going to be in the villages, and so is the governor. Did you know that?
No, but I assume that he would be, and all the other elected officials are going to make their way down there. They always do.
Okay, but I only have the governor. I don't have others. So do you know something I don't know?
I don't know, but usually when there's an event, anybody that's elected always shows up at that event. So no matter what kind of event it is.
Well, the only two names I have, President Trump and Governor Ron DeSantis. I don't have Marco Rubio or Rick Scott. I don't have either of them.
Oh, my.
I don't know if Dennis Baxley is going to be there. He might be. He shows up at those kind of things.
Yeah, he does.
Matt Gaetz is not going to be there. He's the congressman who has supported President Trump all of these years. Mm-hmm. Joe Gruters is also not going to be there. He's the Republican Party of Florida chairman.
Oh, my.
So he's not going to be there either. I wonder if Annie Marie is going to be there. We have a friend we have a friend who knows President Trump, like really knows him. She worked with him in the real estate world years ago. So
for like 2 decades.
He hired her for something. She does something kind of cool with him. So she's always posting pictures and things on Facebook. So it's kind of a cool time in her life because she's surrounded by all that stuff.
Yeah, very cool. No, this is an honor for the community to have the president.
Honestly, I don't have any other information about this other than where it's going to be. I have 1:30 at the Sharon L. Morse Performing Arts Center. I have the information that it's a closed, invitation-only event. I have information that says that the Spanish Springs area is completely blocked. Not completely blocked off. I guess a lot of blocking is being done.
Yeah.
Maybe completely is a good word. I don't know.
I would think so, because that area, we know that area pretty well. So
they're probably
No, they're.
I wonder where they're going to land the helicopter.
Tight.
Probably the same place we park our car for the movies.
Yeah, I bet, because that's a whole, that's a huge area right next to the Performing Arts Center, and it's huge.
Oh, if you were calling in, there you go. Okay, I wasn't paying attention to my little vibrating thing here. Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning.
Hey.
I think a lot of those public officials aren't going to be there is because it is a very limited space. Because it's invitation only. And, so you can't have every county commissioner, lieutenant, state representative, and that all there because, it's just, again, it's, just very limited. I think I heard there was only like 1,000 people going to be able to get in.
Oh, really? I don't know. I hadn't heard the whole, where'd you go? I promise I didn't do that. Sometimes the whole phone thing doesn't work too well. But anyway, we heard what you said, Linda, and I don't know how many people will be there or any of that stuff. All right, so there's more to talk about, I suppose, with that topic, but I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than the president's coming, the governor's coming, and...
Right, and you had a news item yesterday that he was going to be signing some kind of Medicare bill today.
The Medicare, Medicare's the reason for being here. There's an executive order.
Yeah.
We don't know what the executive order is, but it has something to do with Medicare, so... Mm-hmm. All right, here's a sad and this is just a sad story. So prayers for the people involved. A man in a wheelchair was struck and killed by a vehicle last night on Highway 40, so East Silver Springs Boulevard.
Oh my God!
In Silver Springs.
Gosh.
Right near the Baseline Road intersection, but not at that intersection, near it. So they said it was really dark. The only light was from a Citgo station nearby and a motel. Just prayers for the family of the victim and prayers for the person who now has to live with the fact that he
killed somebody.
Hit somebody, yeah.
Yeah. Prayers.
Let's see. A former police officer in St. Petersburg was at a Florida Veterans Hospital, is being charged with using excessive force and lying in reports to cover up an incident.
Gosh.
56-year-old Norman Nicholson was indicted by a federal grand jury on charges of making false records in a federal investigation. He faces up to 20 years in prison. Wow, 20 years.
Gosh.
What is it? This lady deputy she was sentenced yesterday to 10 years for shooting and killing somebody in his own apartment because she went into that apartment and thought it was her own. Mm-hmm. You know the story. Everybody knows that story, right?
Yeah.
The odd twist to this story is that after the sentence is read, the brother of the man who was killed hugs the woman and says, "I wish you didn't have to serve any time at all." And maybe he means, I wish this never happened at all, and therefore you wouldn't have to be sentenced. So I'm not so sure what that meant, but... And then didn't the announcer say that the judge also hugged the woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you've seen the picture of the woman, by aesthetic values, she's a very pretty lady. And I'm not saying she's not a good person, but she made a horrible mistake. And you can't just let somebody off the hook because they're pretty.
Exactly.
That's what I'm thinking. It happens a lot in our culture for some reason.
They do. Deborah LaFave is a good example of that with those two students, those two boys. But no, if the judge is supposed to remain neutral. He is not supposed to hug or do anything. So that judge needs to be stripped of his judgeship and disbarred. Bad form. Very bad form of him. No, he's supposed to be, a role model, and he sure was not a role model in this case.
In Lake Nona, and I will tell you, I'm not sure where Lake Nona is, but it's in our news. A woman was jogging, and she was grabbed from behind, and the attacker attempted to attack her. I guess you could argue that he already did attack her if he grabbed her. But anyway, she fought him off and successfully got him to run away.
Good for her.
The thing is, we live in a stupid world sometimes, and I know you ladies like to jog all on your own through parks and things like that, and gosh, I wish Jesus would come back or something, and the whole world would be good, and you wouldn't have to worry about that anymore.
in the street. I mean, I could be out there walking in,
I know.
in the dark before work and jogging and
I know.
everything right there by 200.
I know.
Something could happen, and it's just, we don't want to be cooped up in the house all the time.
No, I know.
Gee.
But what you need is a big dog.
Mm-hmm.
Or me. Just don't expect me to keep up with you if you're jogging.
Yeah, I heard your news this morning, and this was an unsettling story. I mean, gosh,
A
it's
big brother or
horrible.
just a big, horrible-looking guy.
Yeah, because
With a
everybody...
big voice. Somebody who can yell. Get out of here!
Everybody has their own interests and things, and then you've got these bad guys in the world that ruin it for everybody.
Well, that's it.
I hope they catch him. I hope they catch
So
him.
Garth Brooks is doing something kind of cool. I like Garth Brooks. I am not, people are going to hate me for this, I'm not a big fan of the music necessarily, although it's not completely true because he does have some songs that I do like.
Yeah.
But I like the guy. When I watch talk shows and he's a guest, the real Garth Brooks is who you see, and I just think he's a really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he is on a tour right now, and he's picking in it because this guy can command gigantic audiences.
Oh, sure he can.
But he's decided on this tour to also stop at some small places.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to stop at a place in Sanford called The Barn. The Barn is basically a bar.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that cool? So he's going to be there on October 16th. Now, the problem with that, obviously, is the place is going to be packed. So they have limited number of tickets. I don't know what they're going to do about the crowd standing outside, but anyway, that's kind of cool that he's doing that.
Yeah, maybe the owners of the barn will put up one of those jumbotrons out there in the parking lot. That way the people that don't get inside to see him can see him on the outside. And
Jumbotron.
And they'll sell tickets, and they'll order some beers and drinks, and they'll have a good time.
Did you ever hear that the song Friends in Low Places, when it references the Oasis, that's actually a bar in Ocala? Have you ever heard that?
I've heard that, yeah. I don't know if it's true or not, but...
Actually, I heard that song was written by a guy in Ocala.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard that too, but I don't know. Nobody's really come forward.
Robin, years ago, you and my son and I went to the Ocala airport, and we were invited. It was such a cool experience to fly in a B-17 bomber.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I do remember. I love those.
Very cool. Well, a World War II B-17 bomber with 13 people aboard crashed and burned at the Hartford, Connecticut airport. It encountered mechanical trouble on takeoff yesterday. At least 7 people died in that one.
God.
The 4-engine propeller-driven plane struggled to get into the air and slammed into a maintenance building at Bradley International Airport. As the pilots circled back for a landing, officials and witnesses said it had 10 passengers and 3 crew members. The state official who gave the death toll was not authorized to discuss the investigation. The retired civilian registered airplane was associated with the Collings Foundation, which is an educational group that brings the planes in something called Wings of Freedom vintage aircraft displays to airports all over the country. For all we know, that could be the one we flew in.
That could be.
I don't know.
Prayers to the families.
But oh my gosh, it was an amazing opportunity to fly in a historic aircraft, and the pilot took us over John Travolta's place.
Yeah.
I wonder if he looked up and said, "Oh no, another one." People always looking at my house.
Yeah. Well, he did invite Architectural Digest inside, and they did a whole spread on his house and his plane years ago. So he did invite Architectural Digest
You
in
got all
there.
kinds of little tidbits of information. Huh?
Of course. I'm Donna.
You are Donna. Robin's referencing this TV show Suits. Let's see. There's a Christmas story in the news. Well, I guess October 3rd. I guess we're getting close. At Fairview Baptist Church in South Carolina, volunteers with Operation Christmas Child are already getting into the Christmas spirit. They're filling shoeboxes with various items that they hope will have a lasting impact on a child's life. The volunteers hope to collect enough items to fill 55,000 shoeboxes. This is in South Carolina, but still, it's the spirit of the thing that I think is important.
Well, it takes a long time. My church, St. John Lutheran Church, they have been collecting items for Operation Shoebox since January. And this Saturday, there's a group of people from St. John Lutheran Church that are going to be packing all of those shoeboxes. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, my mom's involved in that. And they're going to be packing all of those shoeboxes, and everything's all laid out. And then they've got these huge other box containers someone has donated to put the tiny shoe boxes in to take to the distribution center. So no, it's a big thing. So kudos to St. John Lutheran Church for having the foresight to start collecting in January, and now everybody's going to be packaging them up on this Saturday.
You are full of information.
Well, it's true. I mean, I know South Carolina made the news, but our local community comes together for a lot of things, and they like to some people in our community like to remain, in the wings, but they're still doing good things for others. So.
Every year we have this room filled with toys. So this is October 3rd. So we're talking 2 months?
Yeah.
2 months and a couple of days,
Yep.
because they usually pick them up in the middle of the month, right?
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders is in the hospital. The 78-year-old Vermont senator experienced chest discomfort during a campaign event on Tuesday. You probably heard this on the mainstream news. 2 stents were successfully inserted into him. I don't want to say his heart, but in the valves, right? Or in the, I'm sorry, in the arteries or whatever. I'm not a medical.
Wherever stents go.
He's recovering at a Las Vegas hospital. Sanders tweeted yesterday afternoon that he was feeling well.
Oh, good.
So
I don't wish ill will on anybody.
He says, none of us know when a medical emergency might affect us, and no one should fear going bankrupt if it occurs. Medicare for all. He didn't miss the opportunity to.
Yeah, he's got $28 million in his coiffer, though, so there you go.
Coiffer?
He does.
How much money do you have in your coiffer?
About 57 cents.
I don't even have a coiffer. I don't even know how to spell coiffer.
I've got the bottom of my purse. That's my coiffer. I get so excited when I
gotta get a
it out
coiffer
every week. Ooh, I got money.
Robin, I need to get a coiffer.
There you go.
How big should my coiffer be? And can I design it? Like, can I make it a certain color? Or like
sure.
Paisleys or something?
Sure, you can do that. You can get a jar or
now, what is a coiffer normally made out of?
It's up to the individual. just be creative and go for it.
I'm going to go to the bank later on, and I'm going to say, can you guys put my money in a coiffer, please? In a what? I don't know. I don't even know what it is. That's what Bernie Sanders has. He has money in a coiffer.
That's right, he does. I want to be like Bernie.
I wonder what they would say.
That would be cool.
You know, my father always told me, don't break the law, because everybody's going to know who you are, because I stand out. So when I go in the bank, it's like everybody knows my name, and it's crazy. So
because you're a nice guy and you talk to people.
Yeah, you're not saying the obvious.
Oh, if they get on your good side, that they know you won't hurt them. Is that the obvious?
No, it's not what I mean at all.
Well, what is the obvious?
I'm gigantic.
Oh.
That's how people know me. One time Kelly Hart had this questionnaire, and she would say, what is the one thing people say about you? And I said, I'm big. He's big. Big guy. So anyway, I go in there, and I ask, if I were to do this, maybe I will do this. Hey, can I have my money in a coiffer?
That'll be
After
great.
I left, they would all say, did you hear that guy, Larry? Oh, my God. Who, the big guy? Yeah, the big guy, yeah. He wants to put his money in a coiffer. You can't put your money in a coiffer unless you got a lot of it. Oh, I didn't know that.
That's right.
I thought a coiffer could be, like, for anything. I had a lemonade stand, and I put all the profits in my coiffer.
There you go.
Let's see, what else do I have here? Florida lawmakers are considering tougher penalties for not stopping for stopped school buses.
Good.
You might be seeing some penalties as much as $400 a ticket if you pass, and this passes, and if you pass a bus.
Mm-hmm. It's common sense. The bus is stopped. It says stop. It's got flashing lights. Children are exiting or entering, and the drivers still don't use common sense.
A betting tips website is seeking an NBA food tester to get paid $500 to review the stadium food offerings at various NBA venues.
Ooh.
Want to make some money?
Okay.
Just testing food?
Nice.
Or taste testing food. Just remember, when you get that $500, put it in your coiffer.
That's right, exactly.
And let's see, one more. The real-life stripper who inspired Jennifer Lopez's character in the movie Hustlers is suing because that's her. She's, hey, that's me.
Good for her.
You're using my story.
She'll have her coiffer.
I need, yeah. Hey, wait a minute. You're a stripper? That's me! Oh, come on. You stole my story. I need some money for my coiffer.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Joe Biden says about President Trump's attacks on him,
I'm not going anywhere.
The former vice president campaigning in Reno, Nevada, President Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, denies looking into Biden and his son